This is Voice for Mount Pleasant Podcast, Best of Edition, bringing you the best of 2021. More than 67,600 votes were cast. You will meet the businesses and services that were voted the best of 2021 by the readers of Mount Pleasant Magazine. Stay tuned for inspiring stories from the winners themselves.
So I'm so excited to have Evelyn here from Blokes Brewery for another edition of the Best of Mount Pleasant podcast. Evelyn's the owner of Blokes Brewery, who won one of the best breweries in the 2021 Best of Mount Pleasant. Again, we're so excited to have you here, Evelyn. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and Two Blokes?
Sure. So we're a functioning brewery in Mount Pleasant. We have a brew house and a tap room. We're on Long Point Road and we're open 7 days a week. So our patrons can come in and try any of our 16 beers that we have on tap or 2 of our firkins that we always keep on as well.
Awesome. We talked about Two Blokes being a community gathering place, and you know Mount Pleasant Magazine is all about the community. Why don't you tell us about some of the events and things you guys have going on?
A family-friendly and dog-friendly environment here. We have lots of families that come in with their kids, and we definitely welcome that. We have lots of events going on. For example, we've got an oyster roast coming up. We've got the Angry Forge Your Own event coming up too, which is a big hit here. Everybody likes to come in and forge their own oyster knives or steak turners. We've got some flower arranging going on, and also we do some fun painting events as well. So we recently had a Paint Your Pet event here that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were mentioning that you've got families of all ages, kids, dogs that come up there. And then we talked a little bit about the murals that you had in the brewery.
Yeah, so one of our beer tenders here, Jazzy Jordan, she is also a really wonderful artist. And so she has done all of our mural work in the brewery, and she also does all of our beer signs.
That's awesome. I've been in there. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's a great atmosphere. And let's talk about the elephant in the room, COVID, and how that's affected your business and how you've been able to combat this through these tough times.
Yeah, so it definitely was a challenge for us. So in March, we actually shut down a little bit earlier than was required. Just we felt it was the right thing to do. We ended up calling all of our beer back from our distributors because we were distributing beer basically as takeout only. So we had to call all of our beer back in so we could fill cans and crowlers and sell things out the door that way. We were closed for a couple of months, and then finally we're able to reopen. We're still at 50% capacity in the tap room, even though technically we're not required to do that. We just feel it's the right thing to do for safety. We have plexi up. All of our staff wear masks at all times. We sanitize every table after our patrons leave. So we really try to keep it as safe as we can while people are here. We've increased our outdoor space as well. So we've added a lot of tables, some heaters outside through the winter months, and that's really helped us to allow more people to come in and enjoy drinking beers here safely.
That's awesome. I've been in there as well, so I've seen some of the safety measures, and out of some of the bars that I've been in, I felt very safe in there for sure. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your head brewer, Luke?
Luke is our head brewer here. He is young. He's 27 and he is absolutely killing it. So he was originally our assistant brewer. And when Maddie, my husband, unfortunately passed away last May, he stepped up for us and became head brewer, and he really has tackled the job. The beers are just amazing here.
We'll go into, I'm sorry for your loss, but let's go into how you guys are owned and operated by women.
Things changed for us in May really quickly when Maddie passed away, and I became an owner of a brewery. We had obviously been working together as husband and wife, so I wasn't completely without knowledge of the industry, but it's definitely wasn't my business, really. It was his. So I was able to promote internally for all of our positions, which was amazing. So my taproom manager, Michelle, became my operations manager. So she's really the manager of Two Blokes here. She does everything from front of house to marketing, social media, and the distribution in the back as well. She works really closely with Luke in figuring out our beer lineups and just keeping everything running smoothly, especially fixing all the stuff that's broken around here, which happens all the time in a brewery.
Yeah. Let's talk about a couple things you've got going on that are coming up, some events and stuff.
This February, we're actually doing an oyster roast. I know people are really missing those big events in Mount Pleasant that we get to do typically and can't because of COVID. So we're doing a small and safe oyster roast here in February, and it'll be buying buckets of oysters that you can have with your beers here. So that'll be a lot of fun. We've got some music coming up as well. So we've got a few really favorite bands that come back about twice a month. Brother Man is one of our locals here. They live in Snee Farm in Mount Pleasant, and Patrick comes over and plays for us pretty frequently. He plays outside, which is great. People bring their chairs. It's a real tailgate atmosphere that I think people really like.
That's cool. I love oysters and music, so you'll definitely see me there in February. Well, this has been a great chat. Congratulations on winning one of the best breweries this year. One last question for you. Where did the name Two Blokes Brewery come from?
Sure. So my husband, Matty, was Australian. So obviously the term bloke is a very Australian English term. When he started brewing, he was originally a home brewer who pretty much took over my home with his brewing. And my porch was where they did their brew days, and my guest bath was where they fermented the beer, which was wonderful until one of the kegs exploded. So I was pretty much done with them doing brewing in my house. So I said, how about we open a brewery? So we found a partner. Matty at that time was working at Blackbaud, and he had a friend also at Blackbaud, and they partnered together and came up with the name Two Blokes, since it was the two of them.
Again, so happy you guys won this year, and look forward to seeing you guys in February for some of your events. Thanks
Awesome.
for being here.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Cheers. Have a great one.
Thanks for listening to the Best of 2021 podcast, brought to you by Mount Pleasant Magazine. To access today's guests and other Best of winners, visit bestofmp.com. For more in-depth articles and Best of lists, pick up your copy of Mount Pleasant Magazine at your local Harris Teeter or Publix grocery stores, or read online at readmpm.com. The Best of Mount Pleasant, brought to you by Mount Pleasant Magazine and our readers.